So, just so everyone knows, because Bird doesn't want to do this, I'm Danny, and
yeah, that's Azzy, and I'm Bird,
it's
or whatever he feels like calling me at the time.
Okay, so I don't know if you've read the titles of the podcast since you've just been a voice in it, but I'm just doing Danny on him. Danny, if I needed to clarify that, it kind of sounded like I said daddy. I promise I'm no I promise I am no one's daddy except my little doggo. That is it.
That sounded so wrong.
No, why did you have to twist it? It wasn't wrong.
I didn't. You did. You went there.
I didn't went there in the way that you went there. We went to two different stops completely. I went to Niceville and you went to Lewdtown. My God. There's no in between with that. Jeez Louise.
No, there really isn't.
God, I can't even. Yeah, so I'm not Bird. Let's you're Bird, I'm not Bird.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my God. Also, I just noticed this, and this is totally unimportant, totally irrelevant, but Discord says I am still playing I Am Bread. I am not still playing I Am... Oh my God, I Am Bread is still open. Yeah. Oh shit!
Yeah, you got off Steam, and then you got back on Steam, and it says I Am Bread.
So there was really loud music there for just a second.
Oh,
I'm
no.
really sorry, everyone. Gosh dang it. I didn't mean to.
Well, just turn that part down in editing.
If I can remember. I couldn't remember to put in Tracer Doggo in the last one. Actually, I couldn't find it. That was the problem.
Well, yeah, you couldn't find it.
Yeah. So, the only reason that Tracer Doggo is in the description of the last video is because Bird found it. And then I lost the link.
Because he didn't ask me sooner. This is totally his fault, by the way.
No, you were asleep all day. You were asleep for like 40 hours, okay?
I wasn't even asleep for 12 hours.
Wasn't even a whole half day. It was like 11 hours and 45 minutes. My God. That's not sleeping
no, it
the whole...
was... Let's see. I got it 6 in the morning. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... I don't know, 7, 8 hours normal sleep that apparently should be healthy to get, or some shit.
I don't know. I feel like, okay, so this is how I am with sleep. When I get a full 8 hours and I wake up, I'm tired. If I get like 9 or 10 hours, I am so well rested. And if I sleep...
Well, you're also super hard. You got to remember that I'm not. So, I mean, technically, when I had a schedule, it was pretty amazing where I only slept 6 hours and up for 18. Oh, it was so great.
I was also going to say, so your voice cut out right there, but you said that I'm working like crazy, which is true. I work a lot.
Mm-hmm. So it would make sense as to why your body needs more sleep than.
But I also feel really good when it's only like 6 hours of sleep. It's like, it was just enough that my body was rested without getting too far into the whole sleeping process that I lapse into the state of misery, which is the like 7 to 8 hour mark. And then past that, like the 9 or 10 hour mark is another happy. And then past that, anything past that is misery. I've slept really late sometimes, but usually just when I'm sick, which I think everyone sleeps in like a lot when they're sick, if they can sleep.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of sick, man, it's been a while since I've been sick. I'm just waiting for it to sneak up.
Oh, way to jinx it.
No, I know it's coming. I get sick in October every single year, no matter what. No matter what, I have always been sick every year in October. It's usually something not very serious, but it's still annoying that it's like clockwork. I can count on being sick in October.
I don't think that's a good thing, but
Well, I mean, I would rather be sick that 1 month when I already take days off because my birthday's in that month and I do not work on my birthday. That's just a family thing. Do you work on your birthday?
I don't work at all.
Oh
But
yeah.
when I went to school, or back in high school and anywhere below then, on my birthday I didn't have to do chores or go to school.
Yeah, like your birthday's a special deal. And
Was a special deal.
oh, wow. Made a way to make that depressing. No, but literally for anyone watching and you're thinking to yourself, I don't do anything special on my birthday. You know what? Treat yourself. You deserve it. I deserve it on my birthday. You deserve it on your birthday. Everyone needs to treat themselves on their birthday.
Don't do it.
Why are you giving such terrible advice? I just want people to be
Because
happy.
I personally I hate the holidays.
But
I hate every single holiday there is on this godforsaken planet.
so you consider your birthday a holiday? Wow, that's
It was treated like a holiday, therefore it's a holiday.
I'm just saying that the way that you phrased it sounded so arrogant, even though I know that's not the case. But oh my god, like listen, my birthday is a holiday.
Think about it. Whenever there's a national, everybody except for the people that aren't of the nation get a day off.
No,
Except for obviously the exceptions of Halloween, because that's always at night, usually when everybody's off work anyway. But when it's usually a national holiday, usually something like Christmas or New Year's, everybody's closed. Everybody has the day off except for a handful of people or a handful of places.
I am that handful of people. I'm always the one that's like, hey, so you can work every holiday, right? It's like, no.
I know I would.
No,
I would.
please.
I'd work the holidays.
But see, working on
it's such an inconvenience. For people who don't celebrate. Sorry, I'll shut up.
I'm just saying, what's a real inconvenience? When everyone who goes into the store is pissed off because they have to go into the store on a holiday, and everyone decides that they're going to the store on a holiday, so everyone is pissed off. It's like a domino effect of everyone just pissing everyone else off even more until there's like a nuclear implosion of just rage. It's terrible. I hate working on holidays because everyone freaks out. And I feel like it happens so often anymore that I can't just blame it on holidays. Like full moons, everyone's freaking crazy. You got weekends, everyone's crazy. And the store that I work at is literally, and I'm not building this up at all. I'm not exaggerating in the slightest. It is literally the busiest store I have ever seen in my life. Always. It is so jam-packed with people. Always there. I cannot believe I'm living on an island, okay? It's not a gigantic island. It's a little thin strip of an island. And I just don't believe there's that many people on the island. But you get people, because we're right about the center of the island, and everyone goes to this one store. And it's like, geez Louise, is there no other stores you could go to? I promise you there are other stores on this island. Why is everyone here? Oh, sorry.
Well, you kind of answered your own question. Everybody's there because it's the center of the island. Technically, it's the closest store there is.
No. That is completely incorrect. So it's about, like when I say a thin strip, it's about like 40 miles long, top to bottom, and then like 4 miles wide. So it's not a huge island. It's a decent little thing, but
that seems really, really small. Wide.
Well, it gets wider in some spots, but I think it goes from like 6 miles wide to I think it's a half mile wide at the most narrow point. Maybe I remember that wrong, because I haven't spent my whole life here. This is just since I've moved. But seriously, like, we are an inconvenient place to get to for over half of the island, and everyone still goes there. It does not matter. Like, I've went to stores in Seattle because it's just right down the way, and never insane. Like, yeah, they're usually busy, but they usually also have enough people to keep things moving. Or like when I lived in Arizona, it was the same deal. You go to a big store, and sure, it might be a little busy, but there's enough people to be able to handle it. And the way that this store is set up, it's so stupid because they just bulldozed 3 registers. So now we're down to 6. And we have lines all the time, all day, all night. You come in at 8 in the morning, there's a line. You come in at 10 in the evening, there's a line. You come in at 2 in the morning is pretty much when the line starts dying, because we don't sell alcohol between like 2 and 6 a.m. And that's just like, I think that's state law. Maybe it's not.
Maybe that's another answer to your question. Nobody sells alcohol that late?
Yeah,
Nobody else sells alcohol that late?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, the only way you can get shopping done without worrying about people is literally shop when they're not selling alcohol. That's it. God, I hate alcohol. I've never drank it. I hate it so much from just personal experiences. And I let's not open this can of worms because I hate it. I hate it so much.
The problem is I completely agree with you on every form of that matter.
You cut out so much right there. That's unfortunate.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I agree with you in all of those facets of hating alcohol. One of my recent interjections of alcohol that it's so annoying. One of my mom's husband's friend was over and they bought like 3 cases of fucking beer, man. And then the next morning, because everybody knows why, but the next morning I literally have the receipt, photo proof that they spent $77 on 2 pizzas and some fettuccine. And that's not including the tip. And I've never spent that much money on a meal ever in my life. That's more than 7 days worth of food for me.
Oh yeah. No, I'm right there with you.
It just blows my mind because the only people that I know that would spend that much on one meal are people who drink and people who do drugs, weed, whatever you want to fucking call it, drugs in general. And it...
See, I really don't want to keep on this topic because it's just going to make me upset, and I really don't want to be upset. And that's something that maybe people are getting the wrong impression of on this podcast is I seem to always have, like, for lack of a better term, a stick up my butt about something because things really, really irritate me.
But everybody does. The only thing is like to talk about it because it makes us feel better because we're bitching to somebody who will listen.
That's a fair point. No, I was just gonna say that it's like it's really good to get things off of your chest as opposed to letting them build up and going through something like just an emotional breakdown, because those are not fun. Those are no fun at all. Ain't nobody want to be having a part of emotional breakdowns. Not the person having it or the people around them. It's not fun. It's not good. So, guys, if you have a really good friend who's just willing to listen,
bitch to them.
Bitch to him. Yeah, that's the official advice.
Your friends will hate us. Your friends will hate us, but It's true advice. Just bitch and moan to them.
Though the only thing I want to say to that is, if you are gonna have, a friend that you're gonna bitch to stuff about, and then they come to you and they're like, "Hey, I'm having trouble. I listen to you all the time. Can I just, bitch about this for a bit?"
It's a two-way street.
Yeah, you cannot flip the tables and go like, "Oh, absolutely not. I refuse to listen to your drama," because if you're unloading drama on them, it's not super hard to listen to someone. It's really not. And a lot of times it really helps people. It helps them going through some bad stuff or whatever it is, but you got to make sure that you're willing to be there for them too. Because I mean, friendship is like Bert just said, it's a two-way street. You can't just have all the trucks going one way. You ain't gonna get no trucks back. No business. That was a terrible metaphor. You want to try giving us
words?
No, do you want to give us a better metaphor though? You try and make a better one.
Oh shit, put on the spot, fam.
Exactly.
No, I've got nothing.
I
nothing. I can't come up with stuff right off the top of my head.
Danny wins. Barry, can you please put a Danny wins on the screen? I know you don't edit for Game Grumps anymore, and also we're not the Game Grumps, but please can you just do that for all time's sake? Oh god, I love that it's kind of a, I want to say it. I don't know if it's considered a meme or what, but Barry was a really, really fun editor because he would just do goofy things, and I loved it. And they'd always say like, "Hey Barry, can you do this?" And then he would do it or whatever, and it was really funny. So everyone started saying that. If anyone's ever watched my Nuzlocke, which my Nuzlocke's a little hard to get through, I admit. It was back in the time where I was showing absolutely every second of the game because I figured people would want to see it. I'm still learning, I'm still learning what is and isn't good to post and what people do and don't find entertaining, because I've got a weird sense of humor, and I mentioned it a few times in I think 2 of the episodes, just like I was picking berries off the ground, and I'm like, Barry, put a berry on the screen or whatever. And I know you don't edit your videos at all. And
I didn't edit my videos when I made videos.
You're cutting out again. Oh god, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna hop out and hop back in. Can you do the same real quick? Maybe.
Actually, you know what? We didn't have this problem when we actually called each other. So do you want to call each other instead of being in the Runaway Cast crew right now?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Alrighty, I'll call you.
All right. And
Hey.
Thank you guys for waiting for that small intermission. Yeah, no, that was strange because we've been in a personal call every time. The whole reason I set up the room, which I have my own Discord server, by the way. It's not really important, but I set up a Discord server to have a room so we could chat in, and we were supposed to have a guest today, but unfortunately, they could not make it.
No, they could not.
They had she had a prior engagement. And
I didn't get off my lazy ass in time to fit with her schedule, therefore she could not show up. So this is actually my fault.
I mean, I didn't want to say it. I wasn't gonna point fingers, but Bird,
as long as you know your mistakes and you admit to them and you learn from them, it is okay to make mistakes.
Yeah, very true words to live by. Very true. You got to learn from your mistakes.
I don't learn from my mistakes, sadly. I make the same mistake over and over and over again, and And what sucks is like, man, maybe I should wait because last time I did this, it didn't work out for me all that well. And I'm just like, nah.
Well, maybe you should stop buying expensive vehicles. At least with my cheap vehicle that I need to keep spending money on, it was cheap.
hey, my cheap vehicles, except for one, all three, well, expensive, I should say, all three of my vehicles, except for one, and were perfectly fine in working running condition until a professional that it has been to mechanic school, has been certified by state, put their fucking hands on it, and then no, all three of them. Never mind. I forgot that my other one, even though I nuked the engine on, still ran way better with 2 cylinders than with the brand new engine in it. So
that is sad.
Thank you.
That is legitimately sad.
I spent, oh God, let's see, I spent $1,500 on that truck, and it made it a little over 1,000 miles before the engine blew up, and which is why it wouldn't pass smog, which is why I needed to put the engine in it. So let's see, I spent $1,500 on it, and then I spent, I don't know, dear God, five and a half grand on getting it fixed.
Oh my!
And you know what really pisses me off?
You know what really grinds my gears?
You know what really grinds my gears is if we had done what I originally wanted to do, because it's a 1984 GMC S15 Jimmy Sierra Gypsy Classic, the longest name of the vehicles that I own.
That's a pretty long name. I'm not gonna lie.
And what I wanted to do originally is when I knew the engine blew up and when the mechanic said the engine's roast, I was like, all right, I know exactly what I want to do with it. I want to swap a V8 into it. I don't really care how big or how small the V8 is. I want a V8 in there, and I want it modernized. So 96 to 2003. Otherwise, I'd have to spend an insane amount of money. Anyway, I could have bought a brand new, fully running, fully wired engine with engine mounts that would drop right into my S15 because people have doing it since they fucking made the original back in 1982. 1982. They've been dropping V8s into these things all year. It would have been smog legal, and I would have never run into the Mustang in my entire life. But that's not what they wanted to do. I said, this is what I told the mechanic, this is what I want to do. The mechanic was like, I don't want to do that. And at the time, my mom was like, I don't want to have to do that either. And then the mechanic recommended a rebuilt engine, which was way more expensive than the V8. And we wound up with the pile of shit that's sitting on the road. That hilariously, even though it's not running, the battery somehow seems to be lasting far longer just sitting there than on my Mustang. I don't know what it is. Maybe my Mustang has a power trial or something. I don't know. But yeah.
That's such a random, like, positive note. Like, all this terrible stuff, but dang, that battery is just like, it's not dying at all. In fact, I think it's getting stronger. It's absorbing the power of the Nevada sun. Okay, it is Captain Planet up in here.
With also a positive note on my more expensive vehicles, my Ducati, is it actually needs oil. I'm probably running it. The last time I rode it, I probably ran it when it was a quart and a half or something low on oil, and it's still running strong. It's really not, when you look at Ducati, they have nothing but negative mechanical reviews. The engine blows up, the engine locks up, engine explodes, something goes wrong with the engine always with the Ducati. But it's always like, oh, I've had mine for like 5,000 miles and it blew up, and it's like, well, I've had mine for I haven't had mine for all of its life, just the past couple of years, but it's got like 32,000 miles on it, maybe more. Which is it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not good. I'm obviously never going to get the money back for that, what I paid for it. And unfortunately, if I had actually sold my Mustang before I parked it in the driveway, I probably would have gotten way more than what I paid for it. I probably could have gotten 15, 16 grand for it because now leaves are being baked into the paint and it's rotting away. I probably wouldn't get what I paid for it now, which really pisses me off, but it's whatever. I think my dog thinked out. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Great segue.
Great
Sorry
segue.
for wrecking.
I'm gonna be honest. Since Bird isn't here right now, I totally spaced out there for a minute, and I didn't hear like the second half. Oh, are you
Right, I'm
back? You're back?
Yeah, I'm
okay,
back.
good. Then I can end my confession right there.
But yeah, on the whole topic that we actually tried to start this.
I'm sorry. I took the time you were gone to confess something to the audience, and eventually you're gonna see it, and you're gonna be like, "God damn it."
I don't mind. I highly doubt I'll care.
Hopefully you'll get a laugh then. Hopefully.
Oh
that's...
yeah, I'll probably get a laugh.
I'm sorry. I don't know why it's so funny. I literally, I just so seriously turned to the microphone and was like, "Hey, since Bird's gone, I need to confess something."
But on the original topic, we were gonna. Wow, excuse me.
Wow.
That we were originally going to start this podcast on, or what? Danny. Why did I say- I don't know.
Like the DeVito.
It's the
Just
first
call me-
time that I've ever called you by your real name, so I am a little.
It's okay. No, it's fine. I normally go by Daniel. I really do. But I just, I don't know. I felt like Danny was good for the podcast. It's a nice, marketable name.
But yeah, we were talking about content creation.
Speaking of content creation, really quickly, I'm gonna change something right here. Instead of Danny, I'm gonna go by the DeVito.
The DeVito.
The DeVito. Please call me the DeVito from now on.
I will do my best.
Please don't.
Oh, you really don't want me to?
No, I just thought it was funny. That's why I said it, and you're like, "Oh yeah, no, I can do that definitely." You're so accommodating. You really are. I remember like when we first were friends, and I don't even know if we were friends at that point. We were acquaintances, but on a positive note, it was like oh hey, it's that guy.
Yeah.
It's this guy that I talked to like twice before.
And like usual, my dog is very needy. He requires food, and I need to go close the back door. So I will be back in a moment while you listen to my dog drink water. Oh no, you're gonna stop while I do this?
Hey guys, Bird is gone again, so I have another confession here. I don't know Bird's real name, and he won't tell me. So if you just leave in the comments hashtag real name Bird, that would be amazing. That would be so helpful to me, because I find it very, very confusing that he just goes by Bird, and he always has. So yeah, hashtag real name Bird.
But my dog isn't too loud while he munches.
Hey, you're back.
Hey, oh Lord, what was I? I wasn't doing nothing.
I wasn't doing anything. Okay, there was definitely not audio evidence to prove otherwise that will be available to everyone.
The public.
The public, including you, because you're a part of the public, definitely will not have any sort of incriminating evidence or any specific hashtags to look out for. I mean, no, what is that? What is a hashtag?
But
okay, back. I keep derailing us. Which
back
is
to the content creation.
Yes, back to content creation. I'm gonna derail us one more time, though. One more time, just really quickly. That was kind of the idea of calling it Runaway Traincast, because our minds kind of just go off the rails every now and then. So that's the whole reason it's called Runaway Traincast. I know we were gonna save it for the 100th episode special, keep it under wraps, but That's the
Oh,
reason.
Jesus.
100 episodes in, like, how old do you think we'll be then?
That's 2 years if we do this once a week.
Well, maybe we should do it more often. Maybe we should do it every
Every
day.
day.
Maybe I should
Oh,
just quit my
Lord.
job and we'll just talk constantly.
Oh,
Please,
live stream us.
Please,
Just talking.
Just don't take that seriously. But speaking of, quitting real jobs and working on stuff like this, we can segue back to the content creation. It was intentional the whole time.
The whole time.
The whole time. Time and a half. God, I wish I was
See,
paid
for
that.
for those of you who don't know us, or for those of you who don't know us,
You know us a little bit, but not that much.
a little bit, but not that much. Danny over there on his gorgeous, teeny tiny little
Desk.
chicken finger of an island.
Chicken finger of an eye. What? What? Why? Why is it a chicken finger of an island?
Because it's super long and super thin, like a chicken finger.
Oh my god. Why is it? Why, of all the things you could. Of all the things you could have called it, of everything.
I tried to keep it family friendly.
That chicken finger of an island. Oh god, I'm terrified as to what the NSFW version would be. Please do not tell me that.
I will not go there.
Okay, good. So what about on my little chicken finger of an island? Oh god, why is that so funny? It's so random and weird. I think I love it.
Hopefully
Welcome
people get a good enough
to
laugh.
Chicken Finger Island. God damn it.
Runaway Traincast, chicken finger of an island.
That's our first quotable moment of the year.
But yeah, over on Danny's side, he does games, he does art, he does live streams, and in some cases, not all, product reviews. He's only done a few of them now. He's only done a few of them, and he's not a fan of them.
I can't believe you've literally forced us to go this way.
No, I'm just letting them know what you've done. And what I do is I've tried the YouTube, I've tried the live stream, but what I'm gonna say most people know me for is my writing. And the thing that I was going for when Danny wanted to start the podcast was
he wanted to come to the Chicken Finger Island. I remember that postcard you sent me, that the one that says it's finger licking good, and I was really confused. I was very confused because it's like there's no context. It's just a KFC ad. Okay. Anyways, continue.
But as a content creator, I kind of view it differently to what I've seen a lot of others. What a lot of others view it as far as art, quote unquote, goes. Because I don't know if there are a lot of people that consider writing not an art, and there are a lot of people that do. So I'll just air quote it.
I'm gonna interject here. Writing is absolutely art. It is any sort of entertainment medium, whether it be paintings, whether it be music, television, books, anything like that. That is art. You can't just go and do it. You have to have some idea of what you're doing, or maybe not. You just wing it, and it's good, but it is art. I will agree with you 100%.
No, the way I look at it is art isn't really art isn't really an art. Writing isn't really an art is because anyone can do it. It does not take skill at all, and it doesn't take long for you to be able to write quickly. I just did the math on one of my more recent stories. I can write about 35 words a minute. and it did not take me very long to get there.
So I remember taking a test when I applied for a call center, which if you don't know, if you've never worked at a call center, you have to write down a lot of, or sorry, you have, oh, excuse me. Oh, that was a painful burp. But you have to type a lot of information down really quickly. You have to be able to listen to what this person's saying and type as much as you can. And I think the time that I took it, I was at 90 words. But that's just parroting what someone else says, or paraphrasing, or just putting quick notes, as opposed to, sit down and like, I want to make something. I want to make something completely original. So 35 words a minute is not bad at all, just for, going off the top of your head, winging it, writing stuff down. And
want to know the hilarious part of that?
I'm going to interject one more time.
Go ahead.
I don't agree that you don't, that with the sentiment that you don't think, writing is art, because anyone could do it. Because anyone could pick up a pencil and start scrabbling on a piece of paper. I mean,
but it would take
as long as they have hands. No,
you don't even need hands.
No, you get your big toe, dip it in some finger paint, because you're an edgy person. You're like, nah, I'm not gonna use finger paint on my fingers. I'm gonna use my toes. But it's something.
What I was getting at is, because it doesn't take the amount of time. Like, art can take decades for people to get good at it. And by the second time I had posted a story, not only was it a fully coherent story, but it was ages ahead of my original one, and it only took me like a day to get there, because I posted my original story, my first ever story, and it was literally one long sentence. There was no punctuation at all. And by the second story, because somebody commented, like, dude, you need punctuation, you need this, you need this, you need this, you need this, you need this. And because it's not art, and I'm not sitting there trying to get that technique down, literally by the second story, there was paragraphs, there were sentences, there were quotation marks, there were commas, there were decimal points, and all these other grammar that my original story didn't have. And it literally did not take me any time at all to do that. Yeah, it increased the amount of time it took me to write, but because I wasn't used to clicking all those little quote thingies. But
your quote-unquote thingies. That's the second quotable thing that you can get from the Runaway Traincast is quote-unquote thingies. Put that on a mug. Put that on a mug.
But
no context or anything, just quote-unquote thingies.
When I took one of those writing tests, how fast can you type? Oh God, I got 10 words a minute.
Well, were you trying to mimic what it was saying?
No, you had to the test that I took. You had to look at the screen, and you had to type the words on the screen.
So yeah, you're mimicking it then.
Yes, you had to type the words on the screen, and you had to do it as fast as possible without making any mistakes. And
So
yeah, I got an abysmal score.
I have a lot of trouble going to different keyboards, because the feel of keyboards is different. The layout differs very slightly depending on the keyboard you're using. Like the keyboard on my desktop, which I'm at right now, I can't type very fast on, because just the placement of the buttons is ever so slightly different than that of my laptop, which, has to condense a lot more. It's got to smush a lot more keys in there. And I'd been using my laptop for so long that that's normal to me. That feels normal. And then I come to my desktop and I start typing, and it's just typos. So I go and hit backspace and I hit enter, because it's just the amount of distance that my fingers normally need to travel is a lot smaller. And it really messes up how fast I can type and how accurate I can type. So,
oh yeah, I can completely understand that.
Like, did you take this On yours,
Yeah, I took it on mine.
okay, because like the desktop one it's still mine, but I haven't 100% adopted the dark.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's my keyboard. I've had this keyboard since 2007,
I
and
totally sorry.
uh, yeah, you can see how much I use this keyboard. And honestly, I could not go back to any keyboard
You're
whatsoever.
missing so many keys. Like
It-
the
I've
letters are
I've
missing. Like the keys
mhm.
are still there, but the letters are gone.
Yep.
Completely. They're not there anymore. Oh my god. I've never seen your keyboard before. And
I can say with confidence that if I went to any other keyboard, I could not type with my eyes closed. I can type with my eyes closed on this keyboard.
I can do that with my laptop too. And like worst comes to worst, I'm like accidentally tapping two keys at the same time, but literally I can type very, very effectively with my eyes closed on my laptop.
Mm.
I try and do that on my desktop. Listen, I don't know what kind of substance that my mind is on when I'm doing that, because it's clearly not normal thought process. It's about as good as you can expect from like a oh, what would you, was it like a meth addict who just
The
like
hands are twitching.
the hands are twitching, you're just going like, oh god, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh, I've done something. What have I done? What have I done? Okay, I really hope I didn't just spam a bunch of messages to someone on Twitter. I didn't realize that
That was a thing.
no, I didn't realize that my cursor had last clicked on Twitter and not the Discord chat. So I was expecting just a big block of text there, and all of a sudden my right screen just starts flickering. I'm like, oh no, oh no! I just told someone something terrible, and I can't even apologize because I don't know who it was or what I said. And apparently I made my little. Oh, I'm sorry. There.
So yeah, back to here.
Content creation.
Yeah,
We
the original-
derailed
when-
so far. Content creation. Product review. Oh god, why'd you make me say that?
when it comes to my writing, unlike when you look at most art sites, if you go to like DeviantArt or I don't know what, I guess Twitter, the
Tumblr.
only thing people Tumblr, the only thing people seem to care about are comments, favorites, likes, and things like that. And the way I look at it is none of that really matters because me personally, I'm not going to take the time to write out a comment or comment on something that's going to get so many generic "this is great" or this I'm not going to take the time to do that because to me over time I could get let's say I got 100 views on one of my stories and I got 50 comments. I got a 50 ratio on my views versus comments, and after 20 of those comments, not only is it are the comments starting going to be repeating itself, but they're just going to lose their meaningfulness.
Okay.
Like "this is great," down 20 more comments, you'll get a different version of "this is great" again. And it's just like, well, okay,
That's good, ja.
it's like I'd rather see on my most viewed story, I have 873 views.
Muy bueno.
And that's not even my most commented on piece of work. But when I see the views, I much prefer to see more views than anything else, because then I know, well, hey, at least people are viewing it. Whether they like it or not is it's up to them. I couldn't care less of it if they hated the crap out of it. But for them to take the time out of their life to read the story or look at it or glance at it, I know that I did something that other people liked, and it makes me happy. One of the most, when it comes to content creation, though, people are constantly saying, do what you want to do. and sooner or later it'll take off or whatever. And you have so many artists doing. I poured my heart into this piece, and it's my least viewed piece, or my least favorited, or my least commented on piece, and I have that piece. I have a story that has the least amount of views and it's not by much. It's 10 views, but it's got the least amount of views, and I loved working on this piece the most, but because it didn't get any views, even though I want to do more stories like that, I know it's not what people want to see. Therefore, I'm not going to do it again because, again, nobody wants to see it. And I've tried, and when I try to mimic the success, I want to say mimic is the right word, of my most viewed stories, they don't get as many views as the originals, obviously, because the originals are more I don't know. They seem to get the most views, and that's another thing that more content is, they find something that works, and if they can do it over and over and over again, and people are going to continue to watch it or read it or look at it, then obviously they found their niche. But as far as content creation goes, it or art, in this case, it's more about the views than it is about the comments and than it is about the favorites. When it comes to video creation, that's not Twitch. It's not really about the views. It's more about the likes and dislikes. So it's kind of, when it comes to YouTube, it's kind of the exact opposite. As long as you have a great amount of likes versus dislikes or whatever, YouTube's algorithm will put it up into the stream. But when it comes to Twitch,
I'm gonna interject here again real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I keep getting video suggestions through YouTube of these videos that have massive amounts of dislikes. So I don't know if that's changed recently, like that the likes don't matter as much, because I know they were really pushing view time. So like if you were able to keep someone for, let's use our show as an example. That's very presumptuous, I know. But our podcast, okay? Mm-hmm. Let's say it's about an hour long, and we keep someone for 12 minutes. That means that's 12 minutes somebody spent looking at our video, our podcast or something. Then they go into another channel that, they have this amazing animation, okay? This animation's super fantastic, kind of like what you were saying, something that they loved doing. It's only 3 minutes long. Mm-hmm. So they get that full 3 minutes, and they have the retention of like 100%, but the overall amount of minutes spent was less than ours. So it seems like lately longer content is being pushed because they want view time as opposed to view retention, which view retention was one of the last things they wanted. I don't know. YouTube's algorithm is constantly changing, and I know it's been talked to death by everyone, by people who do understand it, by people who don't understand it. And I don't really want to bring that into the fray here.
Yeah. No, I was just going on views because YouTube is still one of those big names out there. I just thought I'd throw it in there.
I value two things. Okay, I don't really care about favorites. If you favorite something, that's cool. That means, I made something that you really enjoyed. The things that I like, views, yes, I do like views. Views are important to me because it knows that people are seeing what we've made. It means YouTube isn't actively filtering us out like it does with some of my content. It means somehow the audience is able to see it. And then another thing that it's not so much from a business standpoint, but I really appreciate comments, because it means somebody took the time to and I'm not saying muy bueno, good job. I'm not looking for those. I'm like, hey,
constructive comments, constructive criticism comments, right?
yes, because that way I can look at, what we've done, what works, what doesn't, what the people want to see. And some constructive criticism, you can look at it and be like, wow, that was really harsh. They hated 90% of it, but they really liked this 10% that we did.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of focusing on that, well, 90%'s bad, it's, well, how can we incorporate something like that 10% into the rest of it? And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it feels like there's a lot of opportunity for growth. And with an active, commenting section of people who are going to tell you things, and again, just like, it's good. That doesn't do a lot for me. It's like, okay, but what about it was good?
Exactly. That's something that I completely agree on. But one of the problems is when you get, God, I'm trying to find a good example before I fully comment on this, so that I can get like a decent understanding, or like if what I'm about to say is accurate. When you have, fuck it, I'm gonna have to do something with under 100,000 views just for really quick. When you have a video, and I'm just spitballing here, with 80,000 views, and then you only get 330 comments, only 330 of those people out of the 80,000 decided to comment, and if they all say, hey, this is what you could do better, we're not actually, we wouldn't actually be catering to the people that liked it as is. We'd be catering to the lowest common denominator, basically, aka the people that took their time to comment. That could also derail it. Let's say we had something going and theoretically those 80,000 people liked it and those 330 people didn't, and then we switched over to what the 330 people liked in the next video, we could lose way more than what we had simply going off the lowest common denominators. And that's why I don't really, unless let's say we had a video with 80,000 views and then we had 50,000 comments. Oh dear God, that would be a nightmare to go through. But just as an example,
that hurts my brain. Please,
that hurts my brain as well. And we had 50,000 comments. That would be a little bit more than half of the viewers commented. And if those half of the viewers had pretty much the exact same things to say, then the comment section with constructive criticism would be way more value than that video with 80,000 and only 300 comments. That's,
yeah, I see what you're saying. I really do. And you have a very good point. But I feel like a lot of people just don't comment at all. So there's got to be a good balance. So you were bringing this up. You brought this up. You're going to make me think about this, and I'm going to be slightly upset about it. But
I do apologize.
I have, I don't know, 4 or 5, as Bert put it, product reviews. They're not so much product reviews as they're toy reviews. I got my number one most popular video with 12,000 views.
Products.
I know, but I'm being specific. It's not like let's see if this Dremel works really well, or hi guys, today we're gonna see just how much rice we can stuff in this rice cooker.
Oh fuck!
They're toys. They're toys. Some of them were off of popular things, but these are my top 3 videos according to just the popular uploads that YouTube automatically suggests. It says that my number 1 video with 12,000 views is an Undertale Toriel plush review. And I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. I understand Toriel is an awesome character. Undertale is an amazing game, and it's a product, so it's like, oh, that's cool. And all I did was talk
with all this, but I'm just letting it.
You cut out again.
Gay.
Wow.
Oh crap! We're gonna get banned.
What have you done? What have you done?
What have I done?
What have you done? I'm not cutting it out. I don't care.
Which leads me to another point that I wanted to bring to this podcast, but we probably don't have time for. So continue on with your
okay, yeah.
Your ranty.
This will probably be the last thing we talk about today. But
no.
I know.
I have so much more to talk about though right now.
Hey, guess what? We can always talk more.
Yeah, that is true.
That is true. But
well, technically, we can continue to talk, and we could separate it up into hour segments. And
that's what I was suggesting, but I didn't want to break the magic. So, so congratulations, magic is broken. We're recording multiple sessions in a row.
What? No, we're not. Who said that?
Oh, yeah, no,
said that we
right.
could.
No, right. No, exactly. Of course. We have separated. The last couple of podcasts that we did, we separated. We didn't do them in the same day. I feel like doing too many in a single day will kind of diminish what we have to talk about. But anyways, I'm gonna reel us back to again your topic, which was what we were gonna start with, but we're ending with. Two of my three most popular videos on this channel that you're watching this on right now. Number one is the Toriel plush, 12,000 views. Number two is the Doom Marine Funko Pop all variants review, because I bought all of them because I'm super into Doom, like old school Doom, new Doom. It's all good. I love Doom.
Oh crap! Did I show you that one? Sorry, continue.
Wow. 4.5 thousand views. I mean, there's a big difference between that, but that's still a hugely respectable number. And then the third most popular video, which I don't know how this one got so many views, is Pacman.exe. 3.5 thousand views. You go up to my fourth one, you have 1.1 thousand views, which is Five Nights at Freddy's. That was, I think that was still kind of big when I posted it. And then everything under that, 800 views, 600 views, 500 views, and then it goes down at 400, 300. And then it gets to I'm gonna say my average, my absolute average, not including those toy reviews, is probably like 10 to 15 views per video, and I don't know how to improve that. And I ask for assistance for people who do watch these other popular videos, and they never comment anything. So I don't know, what I'm doing here that I'm not doing in other videos. And videos that I had a lot of fun doing don't always perform well, but ones that I hate doing, like the toy ones, because I don't know, I didn't want to be known for that. I wanted to be known for my good sense of humor or something else. But it seems like everyone just wants toy reviews out of me, and that's why I hate doing them. Because it's just not something that I love to do. I want people to, appreciate the other content that I make, which is why you were saying, you stopped doing YouTube, you stopped doing Twitch every day, just because. Well, no, tell your side here really quickly. We got a few minutes.
I mainly stopped doing YouTube because
no views.
No, because I don't really have the skills or the programs to do it quote unquote professional like. The best tools that I have is I can edit 2 videos together, but that's about it. I can't lower edit volume, I can't change colors, I can't put annotations in the video, I can't put text, I can't really do anything like that. So if what I wanted my YouTube channel to be based off of is moto vlogs. I live in Vegas. I see a ton of cool stuff every day that, I'd comment on, and I'd drive around and, I'd do all these things. But because I couldn't edit out all the boring parts, obviously no one was going to watch it, and nobody did. So I stopped, because to go out and do a moto vlog, I would I have to charge my GoPro, then I have to get the gear on, then I have to get on the bike, and then I have to go and I have to ride around for a decent distance away from my house so that I don't have to edit out before turning on the camera, so that I don't have to edit out that, which usually takes about 20 minutes in Vegas traffic. And then once I finally have the camera on, because I don't want to just go out and talk about whatever I want to talk about and then stop, I'm usually out for maybe 2.5 hours, and then I have to come home. By that time, I'm completely drained from riding around in traffic and doing all that stuff. And then I put the video on, and if it's not what I wanted, it's either it's going up or that possible 4 hours. By the time I got so my last YouTube video up of me on my motorcycle, it was like 5 hours by the time that actually went live, and there's minimal editing. And by that time, it was just exhausting, and I was like, I can't do it like that. And what I like to do is I just like to ramble. I just like to talk. And I was like, well, maybe live streaming would be a great thing to do, because I could just sit there and I can talk to myself for hours. It's fucking crazy. And I could do that because no one wants to go into a live stream and just watch the game. There's YouTube for that. So, you obviously want to go into live stream and you want to hear the guy talking about something. So I could talk to myself for hours, but the problem is I'm a very average gamer. If I compare myself to, like, let's say if I'm playing PlanetSide or PUBG, I'm middle of the road. I'm not super amazing, but I'm also not super terrible. And I also have a very positive sense of humor, positive personality when it comes to these games. I always have the benefit of the doubt. I always
You always GG.
Yeah, always GG. I always try to GG. There are times where by the end of it, I'm just like, dear fucking God, I need to stop this type draining thing. But, I always try to do that, but that's not what gets views, the thing that gets views are people raging, people like just super fucking negative. And it's just like, that's not me. And, after a full year of streaming every day, sometimes 8 hours a day, I still only have, maybe 70 followers. I've put some serious time into live streaming for this, and I've got pretty much nothing to show for it. 73 followers, almost no one. Oh, not a single one of those outside of Shadow, maybe. And I have to stream at the right time for Shadow to be free for her to follow or to watch. So I mean, it's just like I'm not going to continue to put that amount of effort into it. So I've pretty much stopped. If I'm going to live stream, I'm going to live stream. Or if I'm going to,
Yeah.
that's just how I look at it. I've put so much time into these things. And the YouTube thing, I was putting out again. I put a ton of effort into that. I put in less than 8 months, I put out 100 YouTube videos on my YouTube channel. And in the beginning, I had every single one of my subscribers would watch the videos. And obviously, over time, they just stopped watching, or half of them stopped watching. And I've gained and I've lost an equal number of subscribers. I've gained like 4 subscribers, and I've lost all 4 of those subscribers.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh.
So, all the subscribers that I have were subscribers that I had before, like years before I even started making YouTube. And it's just like,
They're
by the time that I've just spent so much time into these things, I've just, and I've even had some, I guess, trend-worthy moments on my YouTube channel. I've almost been hit by a car. I've almost crashed. I have done multiple fucking trend-worthy things that motor vloggers do on their channels. So it's not like I was just completely lacking on anything, But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much why I stopped, because the amount of time and effort that I was putting into it just wasn't giving anything back. Like with writing, I could literally spend 3 hours writing just what I believe is a giant pile of shit, and it'll get like 400 views. I'm not even kidding. My most recent story, I was just like, you know what? I haven't written in a while. I might as well write. Literally, I put down 4,300 words in 85 minutes. Like That's like an hour and 15 minutes. And it was just a giant pile of shit, and it got 325 views. It got 8 favorites and 6 comments, and I put no effort into that whatsoever.
It's always a fickle thing. But hey, we've been running for a while. This will probably be
an hour right now, huh?
No, we're over an hour. We're at
really?
Well, the video's probably not going to be this long because I'm going to edit out just a few little spots.
Yep, me getting into the dog stuff and
No, there's interesting stuff going on then.
Oh, really?
I mean, no, yeah, definitely editing those out.
Oh, I totally forgot about those.
But yeah, no, we're going on an hour and 8 minutes. So that's good podcast time. Thank you guys for tuning in with us.
Thanks for listening to our rambles.
we do it a lot. We ramble. We're covered in bramble. Don't try and give us hugs. We're very uncomfortable to touch.
Oh, very, very, very.
Very, very. I mean, have you seen the official pictures of Lucario, where where his skin looks like full on like leather?
Oh, yeah, that's
the amount of uncomfort you will have. You will be hugging just straight up tough, rough hide, and nothing pleasant about it at all. But okay, that's all. Bye.
Bye.